welcome back to another episode of Marketing 100, where Kayle and I are leading you through 100 marketing ideas to help you accelerate and grow your salon business. And you know what I just realized, Kayle?
What?
We're at episode 50.
Holy sh**.
Halfway through, we're just having a blast there. And we were worried in the beginning that this would be a tough one. We're already halfway through.
Oh my God.
You're just looking better and better for every video that we put out there. Smarter and smarter ideas. I don't even know where this is going to take us.
Dude, I can't believe we've done 50 episodes. We started this in August of last year? We've been at this just a few months now, and we're 50 in. So yeah, I hope you guys are getting some valuable tips out of this. Let us know, in the comments of this one, what tip did you like the best? What have you been trying in your salon? What works for you? We thrive on getting feedback from the community, and we would love to know what you've learned and what we can talk about, what we can teach in further episodes. So yeah, let us know down in the comments.
Feedback is a gift. We value it a lot, which leads us on, actually, to what we're going to be talking about today.
Nice segue, dude. I love it. That is what we're talking about. Tip for the day: make service recovery a priority for this year. It's 2025. We're in the new year. We're just starting out, but make service recovery a priority. And I'm going to tell you why this is so important, because I think a lot of salon owners don't actually take advantage of this. I think a lot of times when it comes to feedback, we get feedback, maybe we stew on it. Maybe we're pissed about it. Maybe we don't respond to it. Feedback doesn't exist in a vacuum. So before we get into the whys and hows and all that shit, let me tell you what service recovery is. When somebody has a bad experience and they vocalize it, you as the business owner take that opportunity to try and rectify the situation, right? And very often this is done semi-publicly because it may be done online. And oftentimes it is, especially in the era of social media that we have now. Ideally, this is something you won't necessarily have to do often, but in the case that you ever have to deal with an unsatisfied customer who's voicing their opinion online, you need to be a part of that conversation. It needs to be a conversation rather than somebody just scrawling an angry screed on the inside of the bathroom stall, so to speak. This is something you need to participate in. This is something you need to de-escalate, and this is something you need to recover. And this will go a lot farther in terms of marketing your business than I think even some of the most expensive marketing efforts that you could undergo, and it's free.
When things go wrong and we have the right way of correcting that and really addressing those concerns in a thoughtful way, that's really when we can create the real ambassadors for our brand. How we show up when things don't go right, or how we even proactively, even if the customer haven't reacted yet, show up and tell them that this is not what we expected, this is not what we wanted, we will do this for you instead. And how we're managing those conversations and how we're living up to the values of how we run our business and what we want our service to be, that can really be the source of creating the best ambassadors that will go out and really promote your business, and it will be potentially even more positive than just delivering on the expectation or just exceeding the expectations with many clients.
There's a phrase for this. It's the service recovery paradox. If you have a situation where something went wrong, somebody's not happy, and you go that extra mile to recover that situation, it can actually inspire more confidence in your brand than if nothing had ever gone wrong at all. And that can happen on two accounts. That can happen both from the person whose situation you rectified and anyone else who sees that happen. For instance, if this is a conversation that happens on Yelp, through a Yelp review, or happens on Google reviews, right? If somebody complains and you, as the business owner, comment back, make an effort to rectify the situation and handle it, that shows not only that person, that client, that you're willing to take care of them, and maybe makes them an ambassador of your business because they see that you're willing to learn and grow and make things right and take personal responsibility. But also anyone else who can see that, who's considering your business, that goes really far, right? Because they understand that they can trust your business, that it's going to go right. And if it doesn't go right, you're going to make it right. And I think a lot of people care more about that sense of responsibility and follow through. It's really hard to gauge a business based on bad feedback. If there's one comment on a bad Yelp review or something, it's really hard to gauge whether that business is necessarily good or bad. If you see a lot of bad Yelp reviews, then you've got something to go on there. That's a bad sign. If there's just a couple situations where things like this have happened and people are vocalizing it, this is your opportunity to take back your name, take back that sense of responsibility and say, I'm very sorry that something went wrong and I'd like to make it right. There's a Harvard Business Review publication from the early 90s that talks about this. And the term service recovery paradox has existed since like 92 or something. So all these things are not new. But in the age of social media, in the age of being able to like review businesses online, this has taken on a whole new life. The steps of this service recovery are not something new, but they're things that you should know as a business owner. So these steps are: 1, anticipate and empathize with the needs of the customer or the client. So if they're upset about something, let them know that you understand, you get why they're upset about it, right? That takes some of the steam out of their sales immediately. Number 2 is to acknowledge their feelings and say that I understand that this isn't what you wanted, and I can totally understand why that would be a problem. Number 3 is to take responsibility and apologize. If you deflect, if you, push it back on the customer, not only does that push them away further and it's going to immediately shut down the conversation, it's going to make you look bad. In this situation, you need to look like the adult. You need to look like the responsible one. You need to be the responsible one. But it's very important for your reputation that you also are shown to be responsible, to be the adult in the situation here. Number 4 is to offer solutions. So in this case, it would be potentially to do a redo. It could be to offer them maybe a care package for their hair. Maybe it could be to offer them a refund and a complimentary follow-up service. All of these things that you can sort of offer in a semi-public space, when you're talking to them in, response to a Yelp review, whatever this is. And that leads to number 5, which is to take the conversation offline and make good on your solution. You offer solutions to the problem, you empathize with the person, you apologize to the person, you try to do everything you can to make this a better situation, to resolve it, to recover what you've lost. If you are able to successfully recover the situation, like John said, you're able to create an ambassador for your brand. If this person actually comes out of this having a good experience and there's an understanding there where they trust your brand, you've regained trust in your brand and your business, that's going to go a really long way. And if other people see that online and this person is happy, or even if they change their review, right? If they're so satisfied, they're like, you know what, originally it was this, but follow up, I've adjusted my rating because X, Y, and Z, that goes a really long way to showing how dedicated you are to providing a quality service. Mistakes happen. I'm dedicated to fixing those mistakes when they do happen. People like that. People care about that. That's extremely important when you're looking at a business online, when you're considering a business. You need to see that you care about the quality of your product and service, and that you're willing to do everything you can so that everyone who comes out of your salon looks fabulous and feels great about themselves and their hair. I don't want to say that this works 100% of the time, because it won't. Like, you're always going to have people that are unhappy. Have a practice in place. That's why these steps exist, right? Have a practice in place to handle these things. And the goal of today is to make this a priority so that every bad review you get, you're addressing in these spaces and attempting to recover, right? That is your tip for the day. It'll go so much farther than you think it will in terms of marketing your business. It's going to establish you as somebody that people want to go see in the long run.
It's just human, right? We're humans working with humans. Things go wrong sometimes, right? And people understand that. So it's really like not really that much of a problem. It's more when we try to brush that under the carpet. We tend to pretend that we didn't do something. We putting the blame out on them instead. It's like when we get into that space, that is dangerous for our brand, right? I didn't even know that there was something called the service recovery paradox, but I'm glad to hear that. And it's good to know that and to be really aware of this. Because what I want to also make sure we kind of leave with today is also that knowledge that is a thing that exists, which means next time you get that email saying, oh, you just got a 2-star review or a 1-star review, instead of that just injecting a dose of cortisol in you and fear and okay, no, we haven't done anything wrong, and you're kind of coming from that place. I want it to come from a place oh, I got a 1-star review, a 2-star review. I have an opportunity here. This is an opportunity for me to market myself. It should inspire that type of emotion with you. Because if you're coming from that fearful energy, that's when we start, oh, no, it's not our fault. It's not, they're trying to push the problem away from us. And we're in this scarcity mindset. And it's that's not going to be good.
You're never going to look good if you deflect like that.
Yeah, and it just becomes, this unprofessional experience, and it's not going to be good for your brand. But if you're coming from an emotion of like, oh, I'm seeing that, here's an opportunity for me to learn, now we can get better, this is an opportunity for me to leverage this paradox in order to actually create marketing and create a response to that could actually bring in more clients and help build my brand even more, right? That's kind of like the energy that we should be looking at.
Like I said earlier, some situations aren't going to be recoverable. Don't let it get to you. What's really important there is that you try and that it's visible that you try, right? So if you have a method of handling this, it's important to build in a, if all else fails situation. I've seen this on Yelp before where like a business owner will attempt to rectify a situation. There's no more comments, or, maybe they write like another comment and it's really negative. In those cases, a lot of times the business owner has like taken a lot of steps to like try and fix it, but the person's just inconsolable, right? Like they're just not going to have it. Sometimes it's okay to say, like, hey, I'm really sorry that you weren't able to find a resolution. We tried X, Y, and Z, and we'd really like to make this better for you, but it seems like it didn't quite work out. It's really, really important that anybody who's looking at this situation has a very clear idea of the efforts that you take, not in a braggartly way, but of the efforts that you're taking to make things better, and that you're not just dropping the ball or walking away from it. Because as important as it is to not look like you're ignoring a situation or deflecting a situation, it's also very important to show that like this follow through is instrumental to the way that you run your business, and that you're going to ensure that a resolution happens no matter how uncomfortable.
It's okay to cry. I know this is an important subject for you, Kayle.
Yeah. Very emotional about this.
It's episode 50, right? That's what's hitting you now.
Oh man!
All we've been through so far.
I'm brought to tears. I'm moved.
Yes,
I'm moved by our 50 episodes.
You've moved mountains so far. 50 episodes. Give us those tears.
For those of you that don't know, there's like massive fires in the Los Angeles area today. So our thoughts go out to everybody who's in Los Angeles. I'm in Long Beach area, so our air is not great today. So I apologize for the coughing fit.
Yeah, stay safe there.
Yeah, stay safe if you're out in Los Angeles area. Or thoughts and prayers are with you guys. We're wishing you the best. But yeah, this is a crucially important element of running your business. I hope that this is something that sticks with you this year. Make it a priority. Maybe make this a weekly thing. Set up alerts so that every time you get a review. You can use platforms like Bird Eye and Mango Mint. There's a great integration with those two. Obviously, Mango Mint is our platform of choice, so that you get a notification every time you get a review. And you can also send out follow-up information when somebody reviews you well, or if they don't review you well, you're automatically notified so that you can make sure that you attempt service recovery and reach out to the person who's affected. There's lots of ways that you can do this. There's lots of ways that you can automate it. If you want to try out the tools that we talk about on this show, we've got a link down in the description. You can try out Mango Mint for free for 30 days on us. Bird Eye is a partner of theirs that integrates well with them. We don't have a code for them, but it's another great tool. There's so many tools at your disposal that make this so easy that this is just kind of a no-brainer for 2025.
Take the opportunity, leave us a review, give us the ball, right? Maybe we can practice the service recovery paradox on whatever platform you're listening or
leave
watching.
Leave us a review down in the comments.
Yeah, you see, Kayle gets nervous now when I open up for that.
No, dude, tell us how we're doing.
It's episode 50. It's time for us to start learning and start pivoting and getting better as we go into the last 50 episodes of the Marketing 100 show, where we're releasing new snackable bite-sized tactics every week to help you grow your salon business. Thanks a lot for watching today, and we look forward to meeting you inside of an upcoming episode.